In this tutorial, we shall discuss about this part of the project where we have a control panel and on these three LEDs are shown. We will discuss in one single video about the whole project that is behind this. So let us open our Visual Studio. This is the Solution Explorer that you see. It is a fairly simple project, but let me explain the various parts so that you can understand what is where. In this case, we have not used any database, but we are using simple JSON files. The first file stores the state of the LEDs. The state is stored as an integer. So if we have like 3 LEDs, then this is first bit, this is second bit, this is third bit. So if this is 3, this means these two are glowing and this is off. So this is used to store the state, and let me briefly run it so that you can see what I am saying. So this is a running of the program. As you can see, these two are on, so this means that the integer is stored as 3, and if I turn this also on by clicking it, then the integer stored should be 1 plus 2 plus 4, that is 7, and we can in fact verify that this has changed to 7 because we made a change in the state of the LED. After this, we have a second file that stores the connection string to the WebSub project that we discussed in the previous tutorial. This connection string is stored here. The name of the hub is stored also, and this is actually managed through the front end that you were seeing just now. That connection string is entered here and the name of the hub is entered here, and then it is saved and it is stored into that JSON file. This is required for the API that will give the URL of the WebPub service to the remote electronic device. That I will come in a moment. So let me come back to the project that I was discussing. Then here we have a helper and we have a few functions here. This helper is a utility class, and it has a few functions. One stores a string like, then get path to switch states file. So this is app underscore data to the states JSON. Similarly, this is to wss.json. And after this, we have a function called get switch states. This reads the file that stores the int, and after reading it, it sends the value contained in the state property there. So this is what I am talking. It reads this, and then the third that I'll be showing will read this file and return to us the various data stored in this. Here you can see this is the second helper function, get WSS settings. It gives us the connection string, last updated, and the name of the hub. So these are just a few helpers that we have added, and then we also have another helper called WSS URI. This will be called from the web API, and it will use the web PubSub service client API. The NuGet for this I will give in a moment. In the program.cs file I have written, and this is the program that will run when the remote device makes a call to the this control panel to obtain the link where it will have to connect. This link is obtained on the basis of the connection string and the name of the hub, and this link is returned by this API. As I was telling you, this is the hub service, PubSub service. This is the ESP32 device. This device needs the exact URL where it will be able to make a connection. This URL is actually calculated on the basis of this API that needs the connection string and the name of the hub, and it is for this purpose that this has been created. You can have a look at it later, and this is the only 3 functions that are stored here. And finally we have pages. This is basically the story to update your LED states on the these are 3 inputs, those buttons, and on the basis of this, and also there is an input for the connection string and the name of the hub, the story that you are seeing here. So there is one form for this and the second form for this. You can see the details of this on your own level because it is simple ASP.NET Core, and on the backend class there is some code written that will actually get the switch states. These switch states are obtained in the constructor. They set the colors of the LED buttons, and this is the post function for the connection string, and this is the post function for the 3 buttons, and this is the input model. And finally we will have a look at the program.cs file. This is the NuGet package that you will need for your this for this web PubSub service communication. The one that I was telling in the utility.cs in the last API, this one, and after this it is just the same story: create builder, add razor pages, and this is the API, web API that will actually send the host and the path to the remote device where it can make a connection. This will be called by the remote device, and this is only a simple file. This SSL certificate is not required because ESP32 contains the whole story now, so that is why we don't need to supply any certificate. As you can see, the project is pretty simple, and in the next tutorial we'll see how to upload it to the website so that the remote device can actually make an internet communication from any place in the world. Thank you.